kind of my talk. Don't let anybody drag you down. Don't let nobody drag you down. That's an awesome. Because my talk title today is Be Bold. And this month in the Center for Spiritual Living, we've been talking about creativity. And I want to talk about being bold, but with both of our yes and our no. How do you do that? So what if your dreams are waiting for you to come true? What if your dreams, you got that, are waiting for you to come true? It's a little riddle, isn't it? I dare to be me. I dare to be me. So this month of April, Reverend Maggie, the first week, she talked about the magic of yes and the power of using our imagination. Because our imagination is an amazing faculty of our mind. Imagination. And she also talked about how to savor that yes. And in week 2, she shared the 4 mistakes or sins of blame, shame, regret, and failure. And how we all experience those, but we don't want to live in that energy. We all have the opportunity to do something different with that. And then, of course, last Sunday, was Easter Sunday. And the reminder that we can choose at any time to rise above a difficulty, to move the stone away of hesitation or doubt or worry, and learn to rise up to our magnificence. So today, the last Sunday of April, I'm going to talk about this idea of being bold and being creative. Have you ever really thought about the word creativity? You probably have your own idea about what that is. It's a word that describes the primary tool used by a creator, someone who effectively makes something new out of whatever materials are available. This can, of course, apply to visual art, to music, to creativity, though, can also apply to making a fabulous dinner out of nothing, arranging a room, solving a problem, anything. We're always creating something. I say in my Wednesday Wisdom Window, my meditation time during the week, I always say, good morning, creative geniuses, because we each are. We're each creating. And the more creative we are in every aspect of how we go about living our life on a moment-to-moment basis, the more interesting and fulfilling our life will be. What are you creating? The good news is we all have access to what I call super creativity. When we tap in and connect to our true divine nature. That alignment, when we come together with that alignment, it allows us to do things we never thought possible, to express ourselves in ways that are unique for us. We say often here, and I think Susan said it in her prayer, in pure spirit I live, move, and have my being. Just saying that phrase can bring an alignment. In pure spirit I live, move, and have my being. Turn that around. In me, pure spirit lives, moves, and has its expression. Ha! Right? We don't want to forget that, because when we gather our spiritual forces, we can solve big issues, answer problems, answer questions. When we vision for guidance and insights, and we do our sacred practices, we have the opportunity to reveal magnificent ideas which both anchor us in faith and launch us into lives of meaning and joy and direction and purpose. And remember today, there's probably a gold nugget in something I'm going to say, so you might want to write it down. So here's the deal. If we want to be victorious, we also have to be vulnerable. Yeah, we have to open our hearts, let down our ego defenses, and dare to live authentically if we want the rewards of a well-lived life. Dare to be bold. Be bold. So I have a book study coming up, as I mentioned, on the 4 spiritual laws of prosperity. And one of the laws of prosperity is finding your divine purpose and the importance of commitment, committing to something. So I invite you to think about maybe taking that class and really tuning in and getting even closer to your own divine purpose in life. Because creativity is who and what we are. Creativity is like a spark to our imagination. So how do you bring your creativity to the world? When we are bold and dare to present our talents, our gifts, our passions, we are both vulnerable and victorious. So being bold, balancing our yes to life with a no. A no. So I'm going to share with you how to do that no to balance that. So The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. He was a wonderful religious scientist back in the day, very famous, wrote many books, and he has a great little chapter about reject what you do not want. I heard a So the decision to let go of that which has completed its course in your experience is even more important than the decision to welcome a new idea. Take a breath with that. The decision to let go of that which has completed its course is more important than the decision to welcome something new. You cannot walk forward by looking backward. Well, I guess you could, but you'd stumble. So he goes on to say, you intuitively know what should depart from your life, don't you? Every once in a while, a flash in your consciousness informs you of a once alive idea that is now no good. The human mind dislikes change and puts off until tomorrow what it should release today. Anybody ever do that? Decide right now, he says, on the ideas and situations that are no longer a benefit to you. Make a list of them. These are impediments, he says, on your pathway to success. Until they are dismissed and the consequences of their release are complete, your new ideas cannot appear in mind. So the power of no, he says, is tremendous. What you mentally say no to will begin to depart in ways of order and in ways of peace. The word no, declared in mind, eliminates all congestions. It is clear and direct to the point. The subconscious mind knows the word no as a law of elimination. It acts upon it to release those ideas which no longer have creative life in them. The subconscious mind, having within it all subjective intelligence, proceeds to eliminate the idea, which is cause, and the effect, which is the problem. Now, that might be a bunch of mumbo-jumbo to you, but I'm going to give you an experience of it that he leads us through. So how to do it? We want to be practical here. Reminder, we teach practical spirituality. So I'm going to give you a practical tool. So I invite you to take a breath and close your eyes. He says, take one problem that you would like to solve and make certain that you really want to be rid of it. So that problem could be a physical problem, something in your finances, and a relationship problem, a career issue. Just bring a problem to mind that you want to release. And say aloud that you want to be rid of it. You can just whisper it. That it cannot continue in your life. Declare that this decision is final and irrevocable. Just say it to yourself. You're done. It's complete. Now, mentally picture yourself as no longer having that problem. Use your imagination. Get the feeling that the problem is gone and shall never return. And stay there for a few moments. With the problem gone, what are you doing? Who are you with? How does it feel? Create a picture. Now, he says, change the whole trend of your thinking. Just turn your attention to something creative and interesting. Just think of something that is pleasing to you. Shift your attention, something that's pleasing to you. Right now, just whatever it is, just focus on that for a moment. Something that makes you happy. Good. So he says, the rest of the day, watch your thoughts so that you do not interfere with the subconscious process of elimination of the old condition. Every time you begin to rethink the problem, stop and shift your attention to the fact that no, it no longer exists in my world. No, I removed you this morning. No, I'm going in this direction now. Never again worry about it or you will be reclaiming it. Always, always your momentary consideration of it must be that it is gone and can never return. More than that, it has no existence in you or your life. And so he finishes with a little treatment. My subconscious mind is a function of the universal mind. It obeys my word and acts upon it. I have declared the dissolution of this condition. I now reaffirm my decision. I no longer want, need, nor have this negative situation, this problem. It has gone into nothingness. It no longer has power over me. I recall it to mind no more. I am free. Praise God, I am free. Indwelling mind, you have now given me my freedom from it. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so take a breath of gratitude, open your eyes. And then he says, before going to sleep at night, give thanks that the problem has disappeared, and the next day, keep up the creative process and read the prayer again. It's powerful, isn't it? Try it. Try it. What have you got to lose but the problem? Right? Be bold. I dare to be me. Dare to let go of the old and show up as a new creative expression. You know, in the Bible it says, it is done unto you as you believe. So what are you believing? Maybe it's time to release our old limitations and hesitancy and bring our creative selves forward. I read somewhere, it's time to not just think or live outside the box. We need to remove the box. Recycle the pieces and repurpose the space where the box was sitting. Isn't that fun? It makes me want to go home and declutter my house. What is your particular box? Are you ready to bless it and let it go? And move into a more creative, imaginative, and energetic life. I love the work that I do now as a spiritual counselor, life coach, mentor, because I see these amazing changes in people when they do the work and when they commit to that purpose, that divine purpose. With love consciousness, with God consciousness, all things are possible. I truly believe that. Did anyone ever tell you that you didn't have enough talent? Or you weren't good enough? Yeah. I see heads nodding. We all have. I certainly did in my professional dance career. I had meant much of that. But what if they were wrong? they were wrong? What if you could again roll away the stone of doubt and rise above that and say, yes, I am worth it. I am worthy. And resurrect yourself. I dare to be me. I dare to be my creative self. Because I think that, what if each of you is an unlimited being with unlimited potential to live an unlimited life? Who would like that? Right? So what if it's just a matter of revealing and saying no to the old and yes to a new idea of yourself through the imagination and through the heart? Because we live in a field of infinite potential, wisdom, and wholeness. And when we practice that oneness with ourselves, we have access to greater things. I know you all know this. I'm speaking to the choir. I dare to be me. Let's say that together. I dare to be me. I didn't hear you.
I dare to be me.
Thank you. And that's different for everyone, isn't it? Right? So Raymond Charles Barker also has a great quote. The full symphony of your real self can only be heard when all the windows of your mind are open to the fullness of life. The full symphony of your life, your real self, can only be heard when the windows of your mind are open to the fullness of life. So little shifts that we do open the way to big possibilities, don't they? Big discoveries. And our willingness, we have to be willing in each moment to peel back the layers of protection, our comfort zone, our safety zone, of doing what we've always done. When we start to open that up, it creates spaciousness and possibility. Yeah. And sometimes we need a coach or a practitioner to support us in that, and that's perfect. So I invite you to take another breath and close your eyes again. We're going to turn our attention to something else. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want your answers to just emerge from your heart. What do you do naturally that you love and always think about doing? What do you do naturally that you just absolutely love? Maybe you love being outdoors. Maybe you love reading or learning or growing roses. What do you love? Bring that to mind. Savor it. Where do you lose yourself in an experience? What causes you to lose track of time? Maybe it's playing with your grandchildren or your children. Maybe it's going into the kitchen and creating something from nothing. And finally, what is the one thing that makes your heart sing more than anything else in the world? What lights you up? Knowing what we love, who we are, what we care about, and what we are drawn to creates sacred self-awareness. And when we have that, we realize that our purpose isn't just about our livelihood, our career, our job skill. Your purpose is love. What if all your thoughts were infused with love? Smile and open your eyes. And notice that feeling that you just created in your imagination. It's powerful. I see lots of smiles.
It's hard not to smile.
It's hard not to smile, she says. Yeah, thank you. I that again. I dare to be me. We all long to feel alive, awake, and energized and uplifted, of course. So I'm just inviting us to think about stepping out of our comfort zone and stepping into your authentic self today. Dare. Be bold. Dare to tell the spiritual truth of your life so that you can begin to experience the creative truth of your life. I dare to be me. How can you start today? What one small thing can you do in the next couple of days to live as a bold and expressive creative being? Hey, you could join me for my movement workshop in a few minutes. That's being bold. So I want to close with a quote from one of my teachers from years ago, Martha Graham. Martha Graham was one of the most famous choreographers of the 20th century. And she wrote a letter to Agnes de Mille, who was also a choreographer, in 1943, when Agnes de Mille was uncertain about being accepted as a choreographer on Broadway. I'm going to read part of this from Martha Graham. There is a vitality, a life force, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there's only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable it is, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. You do not even have to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep open and aware directly to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. Keep the channel open. So remember these three things. You can use your imagination in both saying yes and no to what you want to create or release. Number two, creativity is who you are. And number three, your purpose is love, period. So go within, catch the spirit, and walk into the world in a field of high consciousness, knowing who you are. Be bold. I dare to be me. Yes. Let's take that into prayer. Yes, as we open to this time of possibilities, recognizing the omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence of the One. One heart, one power, one infinite loving source called God, Spirit, Creator, Beloved, whatever name. We open to that recognition of the magnificence of the One. Eternal, loving, peaceful, order, harmony, abundant. And we are each beautiful, gentle waves in this ocean of life. And a wave is never separate from the ocean. It contains all of the essence and elements of it. And so each of us has the divine qualities within us, waiting to be expressed, waiting to be opened up and given. So I'm grateful today to know that there has been an opening in heart, an opening in consciousness to a greater good. As we let go of the lesser, we move the stone of doubt away, and we rise above. We connect to that source within so that we know that with love consciousness, all things are possible. And so I bless each of us on this journey this week, knowing that something wonderful is opening up for each of us as we say yes and we say no to whatever is appropriate. And with such joy in my heart, I release my word into the divine law that knows exactly what to do so that I can just let go, trust, have faith, and say thank you. And I do. it be so. And join me in saying, and so it is.